Hey everyone, welcome back to Wonder Science. In today's video, we're going to be talking about social media. Pretty much everyone knows about social media, but in this video, I'm just going to be talking about a lot of the disadvantages, the advantages, and why it's important to have a balance between using it and not using it, as it can have effects on not only our body, but also our mental health. So that's just what we're going to be talking about today. First off, what is social media? Pretty much everyone knows what it is, but social media is a computer-based system that allows the sharing of ideas, opinions, and information through virtual networks and communities. Social media is an internet-based platform, and it allows people to just in general share images, text messages, documents, films, anything like that. And it's just a really easy way for people to communicate with each other without having to see face to face or sending out a mail and waiting for them to receive it within a couple of days. So some examples of social media sites include Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, and YouTube. There's many others, but these are just some of the more popular ones. So the social media effects on the teenage brain. So social media can be very addictive for some teenagers. And if teens get too attached to social media, it can lead to many negative effects on their mind and body. One thing is depression. Depression is very common and it is a negative effect of social media. Studies show that the use of social media has been linked to worsening of depression symptoms, such as decrease in social interactions and increase in loneliness. Just wanting to be by yourself because of what someone said on your Instagram post, or feeling down because of how people have shamed you for whatever it is, something like that could lead to you having depressive symptoms. And envy. So while jealousy and envy are natural feelings, social media may cause it to increase and fixate on something that someone else has or someone's experience that you haven't had or experienced, and it can lead to more serious mental health problems. And it's easier for a teenager who sees something that they don't have but they really want, and it's easy for them to fall into like a comparison of this, I want this, she has this, I have this, he has this stuff like that. And it makes them feel like they don't have what they want, and it makes them feel less fulfilled. And as a result, it can lead to depression, loneliness, all that kind of stuff. So everything is pretty much linked. But there's also other things like anxiety. Teens often have a strong emotional investment to their social media profiles. They are under pressure not just to answer promptly online, but also have flawless images and well-written posts. And so this can also lead. We also have to factor in a cyberbullying, because that can cause a lot of anxiety as well for someone, and stress as well, because what they posted may not, people may not agree, or may have different thoughts about what they posted than what they imagined when they posted that post, or about their vacation or something, or about their body. So it can just lead to many different effects, anxiety being one of them. And teenagers might even be spending so much time on social media that they lose track of time and they lose their valuable sleep. So as a result, sleep deprivation may lead to moodiness, poor grades, overreacting, as well as worsen existing issues like depression and anxiety and ADD. So it's always important to have good sleep. We've talked about this a lot, and it's just a very common known thing. So just using too much social media can get really sucked into the screens and just distracted from being able to sleep. And it can lower the immune system as well, because without proper sleep, you're more likely to get sick. And these are just some of the many effects on what social media can do to the teenage brain, and there are a lot of other reasons on why social media is bad on the teenage mind. So how can social media affect our mental health? So nowadays, many of us use social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to connect and communicate with one another and connect. While it has its own set of advantages, like being able to connect with each other, it's never going to be able to replace the human interactions that we have. And social media can even do the opposite. It may make you feel lonely because you aren't able to see those friends that you really want to see in person. So that can also lead to the mental health issues as well. And in order to trigger the hormones that relieve stress and make you feel happier and healthier and more positive, you must interact with individuals in person, and you're more likely to acquire or worsen mood disorders if you're not meeting face to face or having those in person connections with people. And it's just for us to be mentally healthy, it's very important that we have these face-to-face interactions and eye-to-eye contact. So these human interactions can never really replace the use of can never be replaced with social media. So how can social media have an impact on our self-esteem? I feel like we've gone over this throughout this whole conversation. Social media can have an impact on self-esteem because it can cause self-doubt, provoking comparison with others, which can lead to mental health difficulties, including anxiety, despair. And since a lot of people use social media to portray their everyday lives, if those expectations are not met by the people around them and they end up getting opposite reaction that they wanted to, their self-esteem can greatly be affected. For example, if you post something about your vacation and you have a mean comment that says, "Oh, that's not a great vacation to go to. That was such a bad choice," it may affect your decision making and how you feel about yourself. So how can social media have an impact on body image? That kind of ties along with self-esteem as well. So a poor body image might cause others to perceive your body differently than it should, leading to harmful eating habits and disordered eating. So if you just are extremely skinny and someone is shaming you about your body, you might start eating heavily and then you might become extremely obese. So it's always important to do what's best for you and not to let those comments really get to your head when you post something on social media sites. And like I said, it can harm your body image and cause you to compare yourself to false expectations. So a small study published in 2018 discovered a link between social media use, poor body image, and disordered eating, which, like I said, I gave you an example of that. And this was apparent when individuals were looking through Instagram accounts with appearance-related content like makeup-related stuff kind of like that, or like fitness instructors. And it might be tough to ignore photos and words that make you feel bad about yourself because social media is loaded with people presenting themselves presenting themselves. But it's always important to make sure you kind of block off those negative comments. And if you are going to post something on social media, just do what you think is best for yourself and not let everyone get to your head. So yeah, but there are benefits. Social media is a big part of the creative life and social life. You can make friends off of social media, and like I said, connection, learning, creativity. But there are also a lot of risks that come with that, which you need to know when you start using social media. You have to make sure you have a balanced amount in order to protect your mental health and your safety, and just making sure that you're doing what's best for you and you're not letting the others affect how you are living your life. So I think that, in my personal opinion, I think that social media can be a good thing if used in the right way. If individuals are aware, like I said several times, aware of the things around them, then social media can definitely be a good and amazing thing to have, and it is a very good method to engage and have fun with one another. It's also a great way to learn new things about a person that you might just become friends with because they posted some vacation trip they went on, or their things that they like to do. So it's a good bonding technique as well. So overall, I think it can be used in a good way as long as there's a balance and people are aware of what can happen through the use of social media. So some statistics: the average 8 to 12-year-old American kid spent 4 hours and 44 minutes looking at screens each day in 2018. 2015, 24% of kids ages 8 to 12 had their own smartphone. In just 4 years, that number went up to 41%. And TikTok became the fastest growing new app for American teens in 2019. 60% of TikTok users were aged 16 to 24, according to Business of Apps. So overall, it's been increasing. Electronic uses, devices have been growing. The use of devices and the use of social media has been growing. So it's going to be really hard to kind of distance yourself from it. But like I said, it's nothing bad as long as you know how to use it properly. So these are just some of my sources, and this is where I got all my information from. And I hope you all learned something from this video. I just wanted to come out here and share my thoughts and some information about social media. I know a lot of us must be aware about social media, but this is just some knowledge facts to make yourself conscious before getting too deep into social media and letting others affect how you